Look, I was born and raised Ferntree Gully, so I'm a Ferntree Gully boy. Like my parents had a house on Derry Lane, Philadelphia Court. If you know much about that area, like I never had much chance of hanging around the good crowd. Like mum and dad were great. Like like I made my own mistakes. You know what I mean? So like, my family were always awesome. But so yeah, born and raised Ferntree Gully. Always in Ferntree Gully, and yeah. But
And tell me about your first experiences with drugs and alcohol.
well, I was the kind of kid at school. I was in primary school. I was chubby.
Yep.
I'm obviously chubby now still, but it hasn't always been the case. But yeah, I got bullied a lot, and everywhere I went, I got bullied. Like, and I just didn't fit in, and it sucked, And then so I got to high school, lost a bit of weight, and started hanging around the so-called troublemakers and class clowns and cool kids, as you say. And then I started smoking weed at probably 12, 13, and about 12, and just I was at peace, like I was laughing, you get the munchies, and it starts out like that, like all fun and happy and all that. Next minute you're wagging school and sitting in the garage smoking heaps of chuff, and I just went further from there, like so like, and then it became an everyday thing, and then you get involved with more substances and
so it escalated.
Yeah, 100%, real quick, yeah.
To what?
Well, probably at 14, 15, I was using speed and, all that sort of magical stuff. The party drugs were huge. Just drink, like at parties, like a normal person would take their six-pack, I'd take me slab, So I wasn't just I never have been able to just have a little bit or a tiny amount. Like I was always all or nothing.
Yes.
At an early age, like even with drinking, and it wasn't just sipping either. Like we'd have sculling contests and so I had high tolerance to alcohol and weed at that stage. And I just went from there, like.
You know that you were consuming abnormally?
Well, not really, because all the people I was hanging around was either the same, like similar to me, but like, I just didn't see it as a problem. I didn't really know at that age, I just thought that's the normal thing. The people I was hanging around were all doing it. It took things to extreme. So like, if he could do that, I could do this, and like it was a competition type thing, and like, at the start it's all good fun, and but now looking back on that, I realised that I was just looking for that escape, and to not feel that shit that I didn't want to feel, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were there consequences in your teens?
Yeah, I got my first charge was stealing a bottle of absinthe from the IGA in Knoxfield. So my mates are like going in and they're like, "Oh, you got to do this. We need a drink." I'm like, "All right." So I did. Busted me straight away because I was young. I didn't steal anything before that, and like he caught me. The cops came and family found out, and it was a huge thing. A huge thing. It was really hectic, and then obviously that didn't scare me to not live that life.
So that was your first toe in the water with...
Yeah, first criminal charge, it was when I was like 14, 15, it was about stealing a bottle of absinthe from IGA. I remember that.
How did your crime escalate as your addiction?
That's a good question. As when you're in the, because I started out on chuff, then I went to, I got to about 18, 19, and there's a lot of pills, ecstasy tablets around back then, and we started selling them in the city, and like you sell a few hundred and I'd keep 50 for myself for the weekend, and I was just, and that's where the party drugs and the speed and the other things got really heavy, and
so you were commercial quantities.
Yeah, it was fair go at it. Yeah. So so I'd go out on the Wednesday and get back on the Monday. So I was only home for like a day and a half. Like in the city the whole time, and and then that led to like more crime. I've done heaps of crime. So selling, I got done with trafficking a few times, and also a lot of when I was homeless and doing it rough. When it gets further in the story, like just little things like theft from cars and stuff like that. A lot of theft from shops, and like Bunnings was a big one. Dealers love tools, So, I was always doing Bunnings. Yeah, so I've got like I don't know, 450 charges or something.
Right.
But
we'll get back to that a little bit. Tell me about when you were moving these pills when you were, in your late teens, early 20s.
Well, it was just, there was a lot of ecstasy in the city, and you know, there was a few of us that went in and went like thirds in it, and you know, I wasn't really interested about selling it. I was more interested in using it. You know, I really didn't give a crap about selling it. Really, I was just too involved in having it and taking it. You know,
so you were doing it to feed your habit.